Okay, there's a lot of fundamentalist Protestants that mistakenly say terms like, well, they'll say things like Christians and Catholics. They're wrong, okay? Catholics are Christians. And don't get me wrong, I'm not a Catholic. I've never been a Catholic. I'm not a believer. I grew up Methodist, but I never believed at all. But anyways, Catholics are Christians. They were Christians before all the sects of Protestantism existed. Okay? Let's make this perfectly clear. Martin Luther pounded up his list of things he wanted changed. He was a Catholic monk. Well, he was excommunicated shortly after pounding up his demands on a door in a monastery in Germany, I believe, if I remember right. Anyways, I know more about the Methodists because that was my sect of Protestantism that I was born into. But anyways, yeah, Catholics, Eastern Orthodox, that's like the Christians of Russia and Asia Minor too. They're all Christians. The Coptics of Egypt, they're Christians too. Okay? Now, like Jehovah's Witnesses and Mormons, they're kind of out there. I want to say Jehovah's Witnesses are actually Christians, and I want to say Mormons aren't. They aren't Christians. Simply because the Mormons, they have some real out there doctrines, which this video isn't about Mormons, so I'm not going to go on about that. But I would argue with a Mormon, and I'd be glad to, that Mormons are not Christians. For example, I live in Missouri, and the Garden of Eden is not supposed to be over by Kansas City. There's a county outside Kansas City, they say, that was the original Garden of Eden. That would be heresy. 4 or 5 centuries ago, for believing that and espousing that belief, the Catholic Church would have killed you. And actually, Martin Luther probably would have too. However, they didn't know about America. So, anyways, to get back on subject, if you don't know anything about your sect's beliefs, ask your pastor. Also ask him how to spell Baptist, for example. That's one thing I see on a daily basis misspelled. I see it spelled Babtism. Baptism. No, that's, you're hearing it wrong. It's Baptist with a P. Baptist. Okay, like baptism. Okay, that's where the term comes from. And originally, Baptists were followers of John the Baptist. They didn't worship Jesus. Well, anyways, without going too much into biblical history, which would bore you, I just think if you really believe that, you know, your life after death depends on something, you ought to learn how to spell it, you know, if you believe in life after death. Anyways, the main thrust of this video, before it gets too long, is Catholics are Christians. So are Eastern Orthodox, you know. All these people. You're thinking, when you say Christian, you're thinking Protestant. There's a difference between Protestant, which originally is derived from the word protest, like Martin Luther's protest against the church. He basically founded Protestantism, and one sect in particular, which is the Lutherans, which a lot of German Americans are Lutherans. However, in today's modern society, you know, people kind of pick and choose the feel-good religion. It's actually, I think, in a capitalistic society, churches have to compete. It depends a lot on the individual pastors. So you probably aren't even of the original Protestant sect that your family was. People tend to stay Catholic, but the Protestants in the last like 30 years, you'll notice they jump from sect to sect, with some of them going more and more fundamentalist. Like they'll start off something fairly, easy. It's like drugs. You start off with marijuana, and then you move on to, crystal meth and heroin. Okay, like the marijuana of Christianity would be the Episcopalians, and then they move on into the hardcore Christianity, which is, well, yeah, I'm talking that hardcore snake handling, poison drinking, Pentecostal shit. But luckily, you're protected by the First Amendment. Drug users should be protected by the Ninth Amendment. But that's another video for another time. Anyways, learn something about your sect's history, and also learn how to spell your sect. I'm tired of dealing with ignorant people. Thank you.